kind of easy.
Shoulder, and today's all shoulder press ups. Sorry, man. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
Today we're gonna work with some strikes today. I'm gonna show you how to develop
I'll
some of
see
them.
what I can do.
Do whatever you can. No, you'll have great. The way I approach strikes is for healthy shoulders and arms, not to. I mean, you can punch people out. I guess depends how angry you get, but and you can beat each other up when you're angry. What are you supposed to do? Punch each other? Just
Well, I
anyway.
was punching out the kilometers yesterday, even though it was mostly slush. 155.6 now since March,
Wow.
beginning of March. So, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Ralph's in Nunavut, so he's up north, man. He's up high. He's him and the polar bears, man. I want to see a picture of you arm barring a polar bear, and we'll have something to talk about.
I was looking around yesterday. Trust me, I was keeping watch.
Apparently, if you play dead, something tells me I'm not going to be able to play dead with a polar bear tossing me around. I'll be screaming. Ah! Okay, let's go, guys. Okay, so I'll let you. Oh, hold on, some more people coming in. Okay, so today's topic this week is going to be strikes. How to develop strikes with your body. Okay, we did a lot of different topics last. I haven't touched on strikes for a long time, so I'll show you how I develop my strikes and my strike workout. And it's not hitting a bag or anything like this at all. Even though I have one here, I rarely use it, right? What you want to develop is first healthy arms, like health in your arms, and especially the shoulders, the elbow, and the wrists. And then just overall, how to focus on the process of striking, less on the result of striking, okay? Like a lot of people think about the end result, but there's a process that you go through with striking that will make it effective, right? Like living a good life is a byproduct of other things that you've done. Does that make sense, guys? Like if everything goes good in your life, it's because you ate right, you thought good, like all that stuff. And then so striking or punching good is a byproduct of a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's kind of get started, and you can ask me questions as you like. The connectivity is okay, guys, so far? Let me know. It usually, hopefully it doesn't go too bad today. But anyway, so hands open, right? Hands open, right? And what I do is try to find where the hands want to stay normally. Like they don't want to stay like this. Nobody has their hands straight. They kind of fall like that, right? You feel they kind of stop somewhere. For me, it's somewhere there. Like they don't close, they're not open. They kind of just relax like that, right? And then what I want you to do slowly is start to kind of stretch the fingers back towards the wrist slowly. And at the beginning, you'll feel here, but try to relax into the crease of the wrist, right? And then also the other way. So again, you're trying to relax the whole forearm, not just like where it's bending, right? And just kind of, I don't know, go back and forth with the arms one way and then the other way. And if you really want to study striking, there's two variables you always have to remember: the wrist and the elbow, this line here, okay? So you realize, see how my elbow is not aligned? It feels different than when it's aligned. When it feels aligned, all the strain is here, right? When it's not, I feel it in my shoulder. Like you start to play with these things, position of the elbow, and it really, really changes a lot. So just play with those two things, either push it up, and even if I change my position of the elbow, I just feel it in my shoulder. I don't feel it at all. All right, you got to really line those things up. And then you can twist it a little bit, like you can rotate it now. So you can rotate the wrist, and like my hand's facing down, right? I'm trying to turn it to face up, right? Or it's down, I'm trying to turn it to face up this way. All right, so you can rotate the wrist. When I rotate, I don't know if you have the sensitivity enough. For me, I do, I feel it. But the two bones, the ulna and the radius, you can actually, you feel them rotating. You know, it's really nice to be able to feel the two big bones of the forearm because you are rotating them. Okay, now open your hands again. And now see, for me, my fingers, they're closing a little bit more, like without me trying. They just kind of, they're closing a little bit better. And it's almost like, for me, a small hole that's been created, but I'm not trying to make a fist. It's just my fingers are so relaxed that they close, okay? Not close completely, like there is a small space in there, right? Which is really good. Now, let's see if we can close the fist a little bit more. Now you're gonna work on the space between your fingers. So try to open that up, like try to really stretch the space between the fingers. Yeah. I really kind of open it up. Yeah, you can work. The thumb is kind of its own animal, so we'll leave that alone for a second because a lot of us have mucked up our thumbs. And then lastly, your thumb. So really kind of try to bend it or stretch it and see the range that you can. Now, I guarantee you, if you've broken your thumb, this will feel different on the broken thumb, or meaning the one that has been broken before. Good. And now hands open and let them close now again. And I don't know for you if you feel it, but my hands are closing now more without me thinking about them. Like I'm making a fist without much effort. It's like it just literally closed on its own without me tensing. So I have the shell of my fist, right, without trying, right? This is important, guys. Like you want to be able to do something without having to try. Like think of how you grab a steering wheel or how you pick up a cup. Like you're not really trying. It's just there. It is the fist formed. When you decide to say fist, fist is formed without having to try. So it's usually because there's so much tension in the hands. Now, if we were here in person and I had somebody step on your hands, like with their feet, top and bottom, it would close even better. Like you would, it's like a massage for the hands. It would even close better, right? So now, now I want you to squeeze your hands, like massage into the muscles, like try to almost get between the bones, like see, like try to get in between and kind of massage those muscles in the hand. Now, this is not a systemic thing. Well, I mean, it is to teach you system, but this, I remember my boxing trainer used to do this before he would put on the wraps for my hands, and it felt so good. It was like a little hand massage, and it really, I think, saved a lot of my hands, especially the bones in the hand. Lots of tension in between those bones. Really try to get them, and then after you do that, what? Make your fist, and look how nice that feels. It closed, I think, all by itself, and it's actually the nicest fist that you can make without tensing yourself. And I don't know, for me, when I do this kind of a fist, there's no anger associated with it. I simply made a fist and it's not, has no tension. So I'm not mad. It usually you tense a little bit and it makes you mad. Where now I just form a fist that I'm not mad. You know, so you're able to pick it up and hold it like without any anger associated with it. You know, it's like a person that can give you a hard truth, but not be angry or upset with how he says it. He just told you something, simply told you something that he had. So very interesting. Okay. Now keep this fist. Okay. Don't let it change. So it's a nice, perfectly formed fist, right? And what I want you to do is start to kind of work with your elbows So this part here, okay? So there's two ways of doing this. You could just move them, right? Um, a better visual for me is I try to imagine like a shield, like in the old days, you know, you had a shield and a sword kind of a thing. And imagine like protecting yourself somehow, not with a block, but more like a shield. And you start to see how by thinking like that, like imagine if I had two shields, right? I would work. Look how I'm working with my elbows, but in my mind, I'm thinking about a shield and kind of blocking something with some surface, right? And you just move it all around, right? Yeah. Think of your elbows, think of this whole area. So not just the tip, but the whole thing, and move it around, right? Of course, keep breathing a little bit. Awesome. Okay, so now you're going to think about the tip, the two tips, right? So there's your fist, right? And then there's the elbow. There's a fist, and then there's the elbow. And you're always working them together. Fist, and then comes the elbow. Fist, then comes the elbow. Fist, elbow. And it's always two. So it's kind of like a short stick, right? So I'm either working with this tip or that tip, this tip or that tip. They always come with each other. So it's like it's here, boom, 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 boom. So it's always working with the tips, okay? Try it. So strike with your fist, strike with your elbow, strike with the fist, strike with the elbow, fist, elbow. And you're always working with both. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you really have lots of room. You have up to down, down to up, left and right movements. Awesome. So put your hands on your body. So it doesn't matter where it is, right? Just don't, you know. And so your hands or fingers, something is always touching your body. So it's just so you know where your hands are, guys. And if you look at my elbows, they can work in circles. They can work straight up and down. There's no real right or wrong way, okay? But your fingers should always be somewhere like on you. They should always be on your body so you know where they are, okay? Yeah, and work just now specific with your elbows. Yeah, sideways, backwards, forwards, left and right, behind you. Okay, guys, could come close for a sec. Just watch me. So why I like this is when you're scared or somebody, let's say a knife or comes towards your hands, it's instinctive that the hands come back towards the body. And what ends up happening is you come back and the whole body is frozen. Like I can't move anything unless it's for my feet, right? I want your hands to come back, but other parts to become alive, right? So imagine I have my hands and somebody went to cut my fingers. I protect them, but something else came. Like, remember that idea in Systema that I've tried to show you guys, offense and defense should become one. So if my arms are here, if this arm goes away, this arm comes, okay? And this is an important concept, guys, because if you like to play too much defense, it's no good. Like, I got to be honest, if you got a problem, you're not going to solve it by playing too much defense. You got to get offensive quickly, right? So it's nothing wrong with defense. Like, you can move, but you have to like go offensive as fast as you can. It's just that simple, right? So for me, if my hands come back, my elbows go forward. So when your hands come back to the body, the hands maybe are frozen, but the elbow is still free. So you bring your hands back to the body, but then you use the elbow. You bring your hands back to the body, and then you use the elbow. So try to remember, you're bringing them home, but something else opened up. Like, you're not trapped. Like, you have another weapon, okay? Try. Bring the hands back, use the elbow. Bring the hands back, use the elbow. It can be back towards your pocket. Maybe somebody's grabbing something. But you can still use your elbow. Okay, back towards your head, but you can still use your elbow, right? Try it. Bring it back, use the elbow. Bring it back, use the elbow. Even like somebody's choking you, hands come to your neck, but you can still use your elbows. So think of like trying to pull the choke down, but you still can go offensive, right? Somebody tries to grab your wallet, boom, you still have your elbow. No. Great, guys. Good, good. It looks great. Just striking is such a huge topic, guys. And I'm giving you stuff that's just from my own personal as I recall it, and then just practice it on your own or ask me questions for Wednesday. So now the other way of seeing the elbow is I punch. So I just throw out my hand and then I bring in my elbow. So my elbow like comes back to my body, right? If you're ever training with a guy who has good body punches or who likes to punch you in the body, you'll know what I mean. Your arm will always come back to protect your body because it's vulnerable. So I make a punching motion and then I bring my elbow back. And if you notice, it never comes straight back, okay? It comes, okay? What I don't like about straight back is I'm locked, right? Like I punch, I come back, like you see the boom, boom, like I'm locked here. It's fine until there's somebody behind me. Then I have a problem, right? So when I practice, when I throw my punch, just watch my head, guys, for a second. When I throw my punch, on the way back, it moves just a little bit. This way, if somebody's behind me planning something, and then when I throw it, it moves again. So I throw the punch and I move to come back. I never stay in that spot, okay? It's such a subtle difference, but if you could imagine somebody waiting behind to punch you or stab you, that little movement will make you less likely to be that happening for you, okay? So punch, now think of the elbow coming back to the body, punch, think of the elbow coming back. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's like I punch somebody, I bring the elbow and I hit myself. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's it. And then just keep doing that. Speed's not too fast. I want you to actually feel the elbow touching your body. Yeah. You can even try with your eyes closed. Yeah, try to feel the motion of the arm goes out and it comes back. It goes out, it comes back. Okay, guys, come close. How does it feel? Feel good? You see it? You feel some ideas from it? Okay, next one, the shoulders. Okay, so these are strikes specific for close quarters. So sometimes you can't even get your arms up. So you study how to work with your shoulders, okay? And you have to think of your shoulder like a mini arm. It's like a mini arm. It's like boom. So imagine if somebody had me in a bear hug from behind. This would be a lot. Like, you know, this 1 inch motion is a lot, okay? The same forward, right? So you see it like forward. Just that little tip, boom, right? Boom. So forward and backward. So it's a boom, boom. And try to keep everything still. Boom, boom. So it's like somebody pushed my shoulder from the back and somebody pushed my shoulder from the front. And if you need, push it, like feel it. Just your shoulder, you know. It's like a 2-inch movement, but in the right situation, it's so powerful. It's all you need. Like, I think I've shown some of you this. You can even strike the person quite good, right? Okay, stop for a sec, guys. Take 2 or 3 fingers and start to put it here in your collarbone. Yeah, start to push in here, because I can see lots of you. This is too short. Like, it's like stress. You know, like you gotta relax this muscle here, like especially as it inserts in the collarbone, like where the bone and the neck meet. Push in there. Like, can I push in there? And lean your neck the opposite way. So I'm pushing and then I'm leaning the opposite way. You should feel those muscles stretching, right? So push into the muscle and then lean the opposite way. Push, feel it, like the pain of it, and then lean the other way. And then try the shoulders again. And they should feel a little bit better. They should feel a little bit looser, because tension here prevents you from understanding the relaxation of the shoulders. Yeah, it can be up and down, up and down, up, down, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, down, up, down, up. Good. Put your arms out like that. Twisting, right? So you're twisting the arms this way, Yeah, like wringing out a towel, right? Like wringing out a towel. Same like this. This will be a little harder for you to coordinate, but it's my sick humor. I want to see how you guys get frustrated. The other way too. Good. Give your arms a shake. So it's like my own version of like a Trinity strike. You ever heard of? So they give these names, but I strike forward, then my elbow strike backwards, and then my fist strike sideways. So forward, backwards, sideways. To me, it didn't matter. You can go forward with your punch, backwards with your shoulder, to the side with your elbow. But you have three things: shoulder, elbow, fist, and you have to cover it those three directions. Okay. So if you punch forward, you elbow back, you shoulder to the side, or shoulder back, punch forward, elbow to the side. I don't care. Any combination of those three. Please try keep the speed like 5 out of 10. Don't go fast, and say it to yourself: back, forward, side, back, forward, side. And check for yourself. Like, you should be able to strike in all those directions, and you should be able to use whatever weapon in your arm you feel is necessary for that. Back, side, forward, forward, back, side. Remember, 3 different weapons. It's a strike, but there's 3 different weapons: short range, medium range, long range. The punch is your longest range for your arm. Medium range is the elbow, short range is the shoulder. Huh? That's it, John. That's it. Yeah. Guys, relax. Don't try to imagine bad people. Just movements. Just see movements, right? That's all this is. Just movements. Awesome, guys. Very good. Nice. Okay, so this is endless stuff like this. This to me is something I kind of worked with over the years. And now what you want to do is you want to start integrating your legs. Okay. So what I like to do is all these three things that I do have to move me. So if I use my elbow back, I take a step back. If I use my elbow to the side, I take a step. If I punch, I take a step forward. I never allow myself to stay still. Okay. So if I use my elbow, I go to the side. If I punch, I go forward. If I use my shoulder to the side, I go to the side. So you literally step in the direction of your strike. So my shoulder is going back, so I go back. My elbow is coming forward, I go forward. My fist is going to the right, and I go to the right. So see, this is difficult because it's not so easy. This is the footwork. This is your footwork. You ever seen boxing guys that you see the good boxers always talk about the footwork? That's where the power is. This is where the power is in these strikes. By finding the right motion or the right direction, you're going to add more weight to the strike. Go, try it. Integrate your steps a little bit now. It's so simple, guys. Just follow the motion. You naturally want to take a step. If I go side, I want to take a step. If I go here, I take a step. But you're always with it. Awesome, guys. Talk to me. How is the stepping work? How's it going? How's the stepping going? Is it coordinated or not? Talk to me. No? Okay. So just watch me for a sec, guys. So listen, practice is not about being perfect. You should make your practice like 50% frustrating. Otherwise, you won't develop. So it's fine that it's frustrating for you. Whenever I feel that there's something of two things not coordinated, I stop it right away. There's no point in frustrating. So watch me for a sec. I put my hands out. And when I put my hands out, everybody do it. Copy me with me. Let's do it together. So my feet are shoulder width apart, which is where I like them. And now I have my arms straight out. Okay, they're straight out. So now you should feel the top of your shoulder, your cap of your shoulder, right? So start to move your hands back. And once the shoulder, so till the time that the shoulder relaxes, and it's usually about halfway, right? So my hands are fully extended. I bring them back slowly until the point where the shoulder disappears. Like I don't feel it anymore. But now I feel my back. Like now I feel this back. So now what I do is I start to lower my elbows until my back disappears. So now I have this position where my arms are not extended, they're about halfway, and my elbows are not like out, but they're about where they feel comfortable for me. So this is kind of what it looks like. So this position is really that position of like, I don't want any trouble. Like, like please stay there kind of position, right? So then you make a fist, right? And you let your fist just kind of fall like you did at the beginning, right? Leave your hands here. This is like a steering wheel. Just leave them here. Take a step back, take a step forward, okay? Take a step to the side, take a step to the other side. okay? And just for a second, work with your footwork, okay? Just leave your hands neutral, like leave your arms where they're comfortable, okay? And you can step any way you like. Does that feel better? That feels better? It looks a little bit better for sure. Now, if you can, guys, if you have a stick, just grab a stick for me. Just grab a stick, yeah. And lie the stick across your elbows. Yeah. If you don't have one, Miro, it's fine. I mean, just an idea, right? A chair. Yeah, attaboy. That's some improvised. Okay, so now you start to walk, right? And you start to move left and right, and pay attention to the stick. Make sure the stick stays calm, right? You start to move yourself, right? And as you're doing this, start to work with your elbows, like move your elbows a little bit, and you'll see the stick moving as well. Make sure the stick is not flying, right? You're stepping, and now you're seeing a visual of where your elbows are because the stick is at the elbow level, right? Yeah, John, you could just do it like that if you don't have the stick. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So what's good is in your head, you should be saying backwards, forwards, left, like whatever direction you decide to go, say it in your mind, right? Say it in your mind. Because maybe you think it, but you gotta have to say it. Now, what you're going to do is as you're moving forward or backwards, you're going to start to kind of punch. But again, look at my stick, guys. I didn't hold it. I'm punching. And my main goal is not to make the stick fly. I need it I need the stick to be on my arm. And I need to strike, but it has to always stay on my arm. I don't jump it, right? So obviously I can't punch that fast because I'm going to make the stick fly if I do. So you start to kind of punch, right? And you can see any punch will do, but it's only at the speed. And then I start to move. So I got my feet, I got my punches, and I'm paying attention to that stick. I really don't want to make the stick fly from my hands. Yeah, that's it, John. Attaboy. Look at you. Bruce Lee would be proud. You would. A broom. That's old school. Okay, awesome, guys. Awesome. Watch me for a second now, please. Watch me. So the idea of the stick is that it has weight. Okay, so I can feel it now. So just watch me. I start to move the stick on my arms. Okay, as high as my shoulders, as low as my wrists. Okay, I can go on the inside. I can go on the outer edge. Excuse me. I can go on the outer edge. So I start to kind of move the stick, and the main goal is not to make it fly. It's got to stay on my arms. And if you look, just look closely at my arms. This is exactly how I will strike. It's exactly how I will strike. I make the stick move, right? Look at it. This is exactly like my strike. Exactly. Look. But look at the stick. It didn't leave my arm. I didn't throw it. It stayed on my arm. Right? Bang, bang, elbows, elbows, shoulder, shoulder. And I'm playing with the stick and my feet as well. I'm moving around. So I can start to work with it, right? So the stick never leaves. It never leaves, guys. You keep it on your arms all the time. Good luck. Try it. Come on. This is going to be tricky, but you're going to get better. Your arms will become much better. Nice, Tom. Good. All right, that looks great. All that work you've been doing paying off. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Very good. Ralph, that's good too, man. Looks good. Eddie, nice. Miro, I love the chair, man. Awesome. Okay, guys, good. Lots of great stuff. So there's two ways of attacking a problem, right? From outside, from inside, and from perspective changes, right? When I look at punches, people usually, if I had to explain it, they keep their punch short. Like they do it, but it's short. Okay, it's like they don't fully like extend it, right? So what I'm going to do now, here's my stick, right? And that's going to represent the target. So what I want to hit. And you watch how, like you see it there in screen, right? And my hand is coming at this thing like a punch, but open. And as soon as it makes contact, it's going past, right? So I use the stick and I study how to go through or past the target. In many cases, you just stop on the target. It doesn't give you that extra something. Continue through, right? So it's like 1, 2, like my punch goes 6, 7, 8 inches past the target. Okay. So I'm literally punching towards the stick. My hand is open. As soon as it touches, it closes. Right? Try it, guys. Try it. And this way you start to punch past the target, not just to the target, but past the target. Yeah. Right through. Now you have to just be careful of the shoulders, right? Don't tense up your shoulders too much, but past the target.
Can you show again slowly?
Sure. So there it is, right? So I'm holding it with this hand lightly. My hand comes at the target open. As soon as it touches, it closes, right? And you see it in front of you right now, Eric, right? So now it's like way past it. Like I've hit the stick past the target. So the contact, and by the time my hand closes, it's already fully extended. And I like dropping the shoulder. Like I love like really relaxing. I don't want to tense up the shoulder. I want to drop through. Yeah. It just teaches you to go through the target and relax past it, like past it. Better, guys. Good, good. Just keep the shoulder relaxed. Just punch through. Be careful, Alex. Too much excitement. Okay, watch me a little closer. So now you look, I'm punching like down, and now I'm punching up, down, left, right, down, up, right? So you can study these strikes from any direction. Yeah, left, right, up, down. You never know. You might fight different sized people. Could be a fight at a circus. Remember, strike through the stick. You go past that target. Awesome, guys. Good. Put the stick aside now. Put the stick aside. So stay nice and straight, kind of feel your arms, right? And what I want you to do is slowly pick them up, right? But you have to pick them up in such a way like you didn't use too many muscles. You really kind of pick up your arms in the most subtle way. And once you feel this, right, that you can pick up your arms, look at no shoulders, no chest, no, not too much bicep, tricep, just simply rising your arms nicely, right? And it's like I want to make my bones or the bones in my arms, my body, I don't want to feel them. Because remember, the muscles are connected to the bones via ligament and tendon. So if you fire them, they pull on the bone. So you want to lift up your arms in such a way it didn't bother you. And then I want you to slowly start to kind of move your arms. It's okay if you feel your muscles, but I don't want you to feel your skeletal system. I want you to try not tense up your muscles too much that they pull on the bones. So you move your arms and it's like they're floating. It's like they didn't bug you too much, okay? And the arm doesn't become fist, elbow, shoulder, but it becomes like one piece. Now, the only analogy I can give you is for any of you that have ever started running, okay, or jogging or walking or hiking, you want to try run in a way that you don't feel the ground. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you don't feel it a lot. You touch the ground very lightly as you run, very lightly, right? you move your arms through space very lightly. You don't want to, I don't want to feel my skeletal system lock up. And the arms start to feel like, I guess a chain. I guess a chain would be a good example. You could give the analogy of a rock and a sock. I've heard of this too, like the fist being like the rocks and the arm being like a sock. So the arms are quite loose, right? And they kind of go forward and backwards, right? They kind of go a little behind you, a little forward, right? So these are kind of, when you're talking about strikes have to be able to protect you from, let's say, multiple attackers. So you don't, maybe you have a person here, there. So there's too many people to focus on, right? So what you need to do is make movements with your arms, not a specific strike. So one arm protects me in the front, one arm protects me in the back, okay? And at the beginning, I usually do like close, medium, and then very far, okay? So it's like a rotation that's close, medium, far. So yeah, you just spin and you cover as much territory around, right? Yeah, relax your hips, guys. Relax your knees. Don't let your legs be locked. Yeah, just spin around. Guys, 1 second. Watch. Just watch me for a second. So I'm going to give you an example with my arm. Look, the more I relax, the faster it becomes. I'm not trying to go faster, okay? I'm relaxing more and more and more, and it goes fast. When I start to turn, I start to relax more, and I become faster because I relax, not because I'm trying to go fast, okay? And the more I relax, the faster I go, the further my arms go out. So at the beginning, it's close, then medium, and then I relax and it's really far out my arm. Yeah, it's not like I try. Yeah, but I'm so relaxed I can reach out. Yeah, that's better. That's better now. So remember, close distance, medium distance, far distance. Eric, let open it up now. Open it up. The more you relax, the arms lift up like a propeller. They fly. Yeah, that's it. Great. Okay, so now the same idea with the front hand. So look, I make a small circle, right? A medium circle and a big circle. So I can punch short, I can punch medium, I can punch, and it's 3 punches: short punch, medium punch, long punch. And the long punch, it's me relaxing. Yeah, that's it. The longer punch is just you relaxing more.
Hey, Manny, can I see your feet?
Sure, man.
Yeah, can I see what your, yeah, how your feet are?
So for me, John, the hips and knees, I'm trying my hardest not to ground. Like I'm trying not to, you know, that concept of grounding, it's great. You know, if I have to lift a couch or push a car, but you know, if people are punching back or I got to do something, I don't want to be grounded because it makes me kind of scared. I don't know if it sounds kind of proper, but it's like I find it limits my punch. Right? That makes sense or no? John, does that make sense? Yeah, you there?
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck, right?
Is there an opportunity? Sorry, no, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah,
John-
I understand. You feel stuck if the feet and the knees are moving. Yeah.
Guys,
yeah.
watch. John brought up a good point. Just watch me for a second, okay? I'll put it on my feet. So if you find that you're getting like, you know, your feet are getting like locked down here, what I usually do, go up on 1 foot, just lightly. So now look, a short punch, medium punch, long punch. Then I take a step, short punch, medium punch, long punch. And it's okay, like if you're moving around, but this way you stop grounding. Like you're okay to strike on one foot, right? John, there was a seminar I taught to a bunch of guys, that non-systemic guys, and they wanted to understand, and they all of them couldn't believe that I could punch as hard as I did on one foot, because their whole premise is their legs are locked and they punch hard until somebody else is punching you. Then that doesn't work, right? It's like, you see the guy with the gun like this until somebody's firing back at you, then you would like this. You're not going to stay like that, right? So I like to practice my strikes mostly on one leg, and I'll show you guys that on Wednesday. There's much more to this, right? But it's not necessary. Just understand
Thank
that,
you,
yeah, as long as you're not planted, right? Like don't ground yourself too much, right? Just think of, I always say, guys, think of how your everyday is. Like, how am I waiting for the bus? Or if I'm waiting for a coffee at home in the kitchen, like, how do I stand? But this is how I am. This is the best way to stand. Study how to punch from here, because this is the calmest that you are, right? There's an old saying, Michael had asked, somebody says, oh, how should you fight? Fight like the way you butter your bread. You see you're standing in the kitchen, you put the toast, you put a little butter on the bread. Like, how are you? Relaxed, everything is calm. Nobody did this with their bread in the morning, right? But he goes, you should develop skills that are as calm as that, because you're relaxed. You're not scared of yourself. You didn't use the butter knife in a way that scared you. You just buttered your bread, right? You just use your strike. That's it. Use nothing more than that. Stay calm, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Guys, how do you feel? Come close again. Now we had a chance to, how do you feel? Does the strikes, is it making sense to you a little bit more, the strikes?
100%.
So you have the fist, the elbow, the shoulder, but then you also have the entire arm as one piece. You could just hit the guy with the whole arm, like it didn't matter, right? For me, that you understand that you can break the arm up, and the strikes are made up of medium, small, medium, long distances, and 360 degrees around you, and that going through the target, not just at the target, right? These are big concepts to play with, right? And the more and more you play with them, the better. Stick is also wonderful to train with strikes. There's so many, guys. If you can, for Wednesday, bring like a tennis ball, like some sort of a ball, right, that you can hold. We'll use what else do I need? Yeah, just bring a tennis ball, and if you can, I don't know if you have, like, they're like diving weights. I'm not saying you have to get diving weights, but something, this weighs about, I think, half a pound. So it's not even a pound. It's very light. And because what happens sometimes is when you have a little bit of weight, you can feel your fist in space. I can feel it better. Like when I put on some heavy boots, I can feel my steps because there's some weight there now, right? When you start to relax your arms so much in Systema, you can't even feel your own fist because you're so relaxed. This helps you feel it in space. It allows me to feel. It's not like I'm going to develop muscles. It just helps me feel my fist in space, okay?
Cool.
It helps me feel my fist and my elbow and my shoulder in space, okay? So something lightweight, like I can be something no more than a pound, please. It can even be a can of soup or a bowl, but it has to have some weight, okay? And any questions, you let me know, okay? Because we're going to build on it, but it's a loaded topic. It's loaded, guys. Now, the question always comes, how hard do you want to strike? So that's my question to you guys. How hard do you want to strike?
Yeah, as hard as possible.
And this would be your common question, right? But people say, how interesting about that question is, I want to hit somebody in such a way that if there were people, sorry, hold on, guys. Where is it here? Guys, maybe mute yourself because we're getting some background noise and I'm not sure you're going to hear it.
Okay.
Please, thank you. Okay, so the question always comes, how hard do you want to hit? And the kind of the truest answer I've ever come up with is hard enough that if somebody else was watching, they don't want that. So if 5 guys wanted to fight me, if the first guy I hit, if all 4 other guys were like, I don't want one of those punches, perfect. So that one punch protect you against 4 people because they didn't want that punch. So can you punch a guy hard enough to make 4 other people say, I don't want that punch? That's a special punch. That means it's got to be really good, right? The other way of looking at it is you don't really punch people, guys. We could keep 6 feet away now anyway. Who are you going to punch? There's nobody to punch, right? So, but in training, you guys punch each other a lot. So you need to study punches that develop other people, because that's probably where you're going to be punching people, right? Think of it. You're not faced with bad people, but you're faced with good people that come to the club that want to get rid of tension. So your strike has to be able to heal or help somebody, right? That's really the word. The word. It's not a destructive punch. It's a punch that heals a person. That requires so much more responsibility and control. So if you're not practicing control, if you don't know fist, elbow, shoulder, if you don't know how to work with movement, if you don't understand tension, if you don't know how to make your hand light and not feel the ball, how are you going to hit somebody else? You know, it's difficult, guys. You have to develop these skills, right? So they're very much skills that can be developed. Okay, and we'll go a little bit deeper on Wednesday. Okay. Thank you, guys. So happy. You guys did great. A lot of good stuff. Practice a little bit,
Good class, Manny.
and I will see you Wednesday. Thank you, John. It's good seeing
Thanks,
all
bro.
of you, man.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys. Jake, don't punch the screen. You're gonna break the screen. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Miro, Eric, bye. Take care. Thomas, Eddie, take care. Ralph, Alex, good seeing you guys,
See you
man.
Wednesday. Thanks, Manny.
See you Wednesday, guys. Good work. Good work, everybody.